Now, Ghana has been selected out of 17 countries in Africa by the Education Commission, a global initiative encouraging progress on Sustainable Development Goal 4 to carry out a project aimed at improving the educational sector. This was informed by the challenges that emerged during the COVID-19 pandemic. Now, policy dialogue engagements have commenced to seek ideas from stakeholders in the sector. Samuel Mbura has details in the following report.
Education Ministry is collaborating with the Institute for Educational Planning and Administration, IEPA, with support from the Education Commission on an inclusive, engaging and adaptive innovative pedagogy project. Leader of the project, Dr. Sam Ewuku, after a policy dialogue workshop, told JoyNews the objective is to ensure that no learner is left behind in education, regardless of location.
We need to make sure that the education that is provided is inclusive, is adaptive, and is engaging, so that no learner is left behind. Actually, the intention is that education should be meeting the children where they are, in terms of physical location, in terms of ability. And as a result of that, the Education Commission, working with government, identified 17 countries, and from the 17 countries narrowed down to 7, and finally to 3 countries where Education Commission want to engage government to understand the extent to which these pedagogies are being implemented, and to understand the success stories, and then understand the gaps that exist. And then Education Commission will work with partners in the country to be able to close those gaps. So at the moment, Ghana has been selected as one of those countries, Rwanda is the second one, and Kenya is the second one. We're not focusing on all the spectrum of education sector. We are focusing on the primary school level. At the end of it, the researchers will go back into the field, collect additional data, and then they will come back, have a second policy dialogue, share the lessons they've gathered with wider stakeholders, which include politicians, members of parliament, assemblymen, parents, and then finally produce a country brief, and then an action plan.
The IEPA has been contracted by the Education Commission to conduct research on innovative pedagogies and create greater awareness in Ghana. Director General of the IEPA, Dr. Michael Boachi-Yadom, explained that the stakeholder policy dialogue is to understand the status quo and make the necessary interventions.
We know that it's not every school child who is successful. We want every school child to be successful. Is it about the way we teach? Again, capacity strengthening happens all the time. We are not, we don't want to stay at the same place. We want to change, we want to get better, we want to enhance our skills. So one, this is to understand what the status quo is, and also put in some interventions to make us better. And then one thing is clear, that innovative pedagogy works. Innovative pedagogy, to a large extent, leads to school improvement, it leads to better student outcomes, it makes students understand things better, and then it helps us to achieve equity in education.
Meanwhile, a pedagogical assessment expert, Professor Eric Anane, highlighted the need to meet global educational standards.
The world is rapidly moving or changing, and COVID-19 has given us indication as to the fact that we need to move fast in our school system, in our communities, to make sure that we catch up on how we educate our citizenry. So we need to change the ways that we do things, as COVID-19 came in to show us that the way we teach, the way we engage our learners in their learning processes and the material we engage them in, we need to have a real look at them, so that we can teach them competencies and skills that will help them to thrive in the ever-changing world.
The policy dialogue with key stakeholders in the educational sector for self-assessment is one of the deliverables by IEPA that will lead to a nationwide rapid data gathering and analysis. Samuel Mbura's report for JoyNews.